How's it going, guys? Alright, today we're going to talk about St. Thomas Aquinas' ideas and theories. But before we do that, Craig's over here is going to tell you a little bit about his life.
Well, first of all, he was born around 1225, 1224 if you feel like debating about it, but he was born in Italy, and his parents wanted him to get connected into a church. And I know some pastors' kids, their dad's a pastor, and they're like, they become rebels, pastor kids. But Thomas Aquinas, on the other hand, found Dominican order very interesting, which didn't turn out very well for him. His brothers locked him up in a tower for more than a year. So
after his brothers finally let him out of the tower, he went to resume his life where he had left off, and he took off to Paris to study philosophy and theology. It was like a school for monks, but he wasn't well received there. In fact, a bunch of the monks would actually make fun of him because he was a big guy and he was rather quiet, and they gave him nicknames like the Dumb Ox, and they played tricks on him, saying that they'd say, "Brother Aquinas, come look at the window. There's a cow flying." And he would come slowly and come look out the window, and they would laugh at him and say, "Did you really think that there was a cow outside flying?" And Aquinas, being the humble man that he was, just simply replied to them, "I would rather like to see that a cow was flying than to believe that one of my brother monks would lie to me." Although he was treated bad by the brother monks there, the teacher he had really believed in him and told the fellow students he had, "You might make fun of this dumb ox, but you'll see one day where his voice will be heard around the world."
And the Pope actually appointed him to be a theological advisor for the Eastern Orthodox Church. But sadly, he died at the age of 49 on his way to fulfill this mission. Thomas Aquinas separates theology from philosophy, whereas theology is based on faith and philosophy is based on reason and experience. Truth from revelation is based on faith, and also truth from nature is from experience and reasoning. But human conflicts can arise from this because they interpret it in many different ways, from theology being right when philosophy doesn't sound correct, and when philosophy is wrong, theology can be also correct.
Aquinas had two different methods to determine the world's truths. The first one was through natural reasoning, which he had a 5-step method. The first step in the method is to state the question. The second step, he states the objections, which is a list of answers that he feels is wrong, but still have some good reasoning. The third step he follows is contradictions, where he starts to point out a few of the flaws in those answers. The fourth is where he states his own answer and his own opinion into the question. And in the fifth step, he goes to state the exact detailed problems with the original objections that he had. Once any problem he sees that can't be solved by natural reasoning, that is where he turns into his faith, and he brings in answers such as the Holy Trinity and God.
According to Aquinas, intellect can be described as either passive or active. Passive would be information being received by the 5 senses that we have through experience, and then active would be perceiving those information that we get from the 5 senses that they experience, but taking it to another level. Overall, Aquinas was a modern realist who believed that God in turn puts things into motion. As if I were to hit a ball with a bat, I would be moving the bat which hit the ball, but how would I be moving the bat? Aquinas would be saying that God would put me in turn of hitting the ball with the bat, which makes God basically in play with the world that's going on today.